Plumbing in Denmark may not be the first topic that comes to mind when you think about Scandinavian efficiency and design, but understanding how it works can save you significant time, money, and frustration, whether you are a homeowner, a tenant, a landlord, or a business operating in the Danish market. In this video, we will walk through the core elements you need to know: typical prices for plumbing work, the regulatory framework that governs who can do what, and a series of insider tips drawn from how the Danish system actually functions in practice. Let's start with the price landscape. Denmark is a high-cost country, and plumbing services are no exception. Hourly rates for licensed plumbers typically range from roughly 500 to 900 Danish kroner per hour before VAT, depending on geography, urgency, and specialization. In Copenhagen and other larger cities, you should expect to be toward the upper end of that range, particularly for short notice or evening work. Emergency callouts, for example for burst pipes or major leaks, can attract additional surcharges, so a nighttime or weekend intervention can easily reach 1,000 kroner per hour or more. On top of labor, you will need to factor in materials, transport fees, and in some cases a minimum charge that covers the first hour regardless of the actual time spent. For standard jobs, such as replacing a tap, installing a new toilet, or fixing a small leak, many firms will quote a package price once they understand the scope, and it is common practice to obtain 2 or 3 comparable offers to benchmark costs. For larger renovations, such as bathroom refurbishments or complete system upgrades in older properties, Danish plumbers will typically work with a detailed written quote, including materials, labor, and any subcontracted work such as tiling or electrical connections, and you should not be surprised if the final invoice lands in the tens of thousands of kroner for a full bathroom, especially with branded fixtures and underfloor heating. Turning to rules and regulations, plumbing in Denmark is tightly regulated, both to protect public health and to safeguard the integrity of the drinking water supply. A central principle is that many types of work on fixed installations must be carried out by an authorized plumbing company. This includes tasks connected to the main water supply, drainage systems, gas installations, and most permanent fixtures behind the walls or under the floors. While basic tasks like replacing a shower head or changing a flexible hose on a tap may be done by a competent DIYer, anything that could impact water quality, cause leaks in structural elements, or interfere with gas lines is legally and practically expected to be handled by a certified professional. Danish authorities maintain registries of authorized plumbing and gas contractors, and if you are a property owner, using a non-authorized provider for regulated work can have real consequences. Insurance companies may refuse to cover damage resulting from unapproved installations, and if an issue leads to damage in neighboring apartments or common areas, you may find yourself personally liable. In rental properties, landlords are responsible for ensuring that installations comply with current building codes, and tenants should avoid making changes without written approval, as unauthorized work can lead to deductions from the deposit or claims for restoration. Another important aspect of the Danish system is the focus on energy efficiency and sustainability. Many plumbing projects intersect with heating solutions, such as district heating connections, heat pumps, or high-efficiency boilers. In these cases, the plumber may coordinate with heating specialists to ensure that the system complies with both energy requirements and safety regulations. Municipal rules and building codes can vary slightly by location, especially in the context of older properties, protected buildings, or rural homes with their own wells or septic systems. In Denmark's many apartment buildings with shared infrastructure, any work that touches central risers, common pipes, or shared heating systems must typically be approved by the building association or housing cooperative, and often they will have preferred or contracted suppliers who already know the layout and standards of the property. With that backdrop, let's move into practical insider tips that can help you navigate plumbing in Denmark more effectively. First, plan ahead whenever possible. Because the market is tight and qualified labor is in high demand, last-minute bookings can be both difficult and expensive. If you know you will need a bathroom renovation or a replacement of aging pipes, engage with a plumber early, get a site visit, and ask for a detailed written proposal that outlines scope, price, timeline, and any assumptions. Second, always verify authorization and insurance. Reputable Danish plumbers will list their authorization number on their website, vehicles, and invoices. You can cross-check this through public databases maintained by the authorities. It is also reasonable to ask for proof of insurance, particularly for major works. Third, be specific when you describe the problem. Sending photos, short videos, or even a floor plan can help the plumber diagnose issues before arriving on site, reducing time spent and avoiding misunderstandings. Many Danish firms are comfortable providing ballpark estimates by email if they have enough information, which you can then compare across providers. Fourth, think holistically about timing and coordination. If you plan a broader renovation, integrate plumbing work with electrical, carpentry, and tiling to minimize rework and multiple site visits. It is common in Denmark for one main contractor to coordinate several trades, especially in urban areas, and this can streamline communication and accountability. Fifth, pay attention to warranties and documentation. Professional installers in Denmark will typically provide warranties on both workmanship and certain products. Keep copies of invoices, product documentation, and any inspection reports. These can be important if you sell the property later or need to prove that installations comply with regulations. For heating and hot water systems, regular service and documented maintenance are often conditions for maintaining warranty coverage. Sixth, be aware of water quality and lime scale, particularly in areas with hard water. Over time, lime scale can damage fixtures and reduce the efficiency of boilers, heat exchangers, and taps. Simple preventive measures, such as regular descaling and the use of filters or softeners where appropriate, can extend the life of installations and reduce the need for major interventions. Many Danish homeowners schedule periodic maintenance visits with their plumber to clean strainers, check valves, and verify that safety devices are functioning correctly. Finally, keep in mind cultural and practical norms around scheduling and communication. Danish tradespeople generally value punctuality and clear agreements. If you need to cancel or reschedule, doing so well in advance is not only courteous, but can also help you avoid cancellation fees. When discussing prices, ask whether the figures include VAT, materials, and transport, and clarify any potential extras, such as disposal of old fixtures or work that might be needed if hidden issues are discovered behind tiles or walls. To sum up, plumbing in Denmark operates within a well-defined but relatively strict framework. Prices are high by international standards, regulations are tight to ensure safety and quality, and the most successful projects are those where property owners and tenants engage proactively, use authorized professionals, and maintain clear documentation. By understanding the typical cost ranges, respecting the rules on who can do what, and applying a few practical insider tips on planning, verification, and maintenance, you can navigate Danish plumbing with confidence and protect both your property and your budget over the long term.